You, do you ever feel overwhelmed, powerless, or maybe even hopeless when you think of one of the biggest problems we're currently facing, our climate crisis? And do you ever feel that you can't change the world? Well, I did, and I was wrong. My name is Cindy van Rees, and I found out that I might not be able to change the world, but that I can shake it. And so can you. How? That's what we'll talk about in a little bit. But first, let me promise you something. Because after today, you will never buy bananas the way you used to anymore. So let's go a couple of years back and get a little personal. I was a way too young, way too ambitious, and way too serious master's student studying an MA Sustainable Design at King's University in London. I focused on sustainable behavior change, and I wanted to change the world. Naive? Maybe. But I genuinely didn't understand how one could have any other desire than changing the world, which in my case meant solving our climate crisis. Now you might have just noticed that I said our climate crisis, not the climate crisis, but ours, because it is ours. We created it, we will suffer from it, and we have to take responsibility for it. Because nothing will change if it's not for us. Engineers won't invent environmental tools without a sustainable mindset. And governments won't become greener without politicians with a sustainable mindset. And our daily lives won't become more sustainable if we don't have a sustainable mindset. It's on us, all of us. And that made me realize what was wrong. Because a lot of climate communication was either focused on those opposed to climate matters, who believe that we as humans have no role to play at all, very easy, or the group that already believes that sustainability is everything and that we should do everything in our power. But those are two ultimate ends of the spectrum. And what about the mentality that's in between? The mentality that most of us share. That we should act more sustainable, but that it's not your main priority in life. Because your main priority is your busy career, your financial worries, or maybe your new love. All valid priorities that belong to a group that is so big that the changes of these people will make so much impact. And that's what it's about. Because for these people, it's very difficult to find out what you can do. The information is out there. There are plenty of resources and experts in every single field. But you'd have to find them, and you'd have to understand vast and complex matters, and be able to translate those correctly into things that you can do? No, that's way too much of an effort if sustainability is not your top priority. And ambitious as I was, that made me mad. So mad. Because how was that so difficult? And why on earth didn't we make it easier? Or could I make it easier? Could I make a sustainable lifestyle more appealing and accessible to everyone in order to inspire, engage, and motivate them to live a little more conscious? Well, that led me to sharing tiny tips that shake the world. Such as, and here your example finally is, buying the single bananas. Because a lot of single bananas go to waste unsold because we somehow really value buying a bunch of 5 attached bananas. Yeah, stupid, isn't it? Well, and because this is so easy and specific, the next time all of you are in a supermarket, you'll think, hey, those single bananas. And that's what it's about. Not the old-fashioned, first we'll create awareness and then we'll go over to action. No. We'll create awareness through action and have an impact with that already. That's what we'll do. That's what you'll do, and that's what works. Because every time I get photos like these, which happens pretty often, the world does really shake a little bit. And now you might think, okay, bananas, but there really is something for every lifestyle. Whether you have that busy career and a lack of time, those financial worries and a lack of money, or that new love and just a plain lack of interest, you can always only boil the water you need for your cup of tea. Use pencils instead of pens, or, a fun one of my favorites, bring plants instead of a bouquet of flowers when visiting friends or family. You can do all of these things, and I can promise you, life will be more fun with this than without. And I hear you thinking, but something like taking the stairs is quite insignificant, isn't it? Well, let me tell you something. Because by taking the stairs at work for a week, you save the same environmental impact as the production of 2 beers. So imagine if all of your coworkers did that. What a fun Friday afternoon drinks you might have. Or imagine if everybody did this in every single building with an elevator, how much impact we'll have. Because, of course, acting on a tiny tip only once has a tiny impact. But you won't just act on it once. It will turn into habit. Because it was fun and easy enough to be your new normal. And through that, small actions like these truly implement conscious, sustainable thinking within people's life, and thus creating the positive perception of sustainability that acts as a catalyst for change. So if you ever again feel like you can't do anything, start tiny. Turn it into habit and share it with each other. Because multiple shakes by multiple people cause real change. So now my last words are to you. Because you can shake the world, and you should shake the world. And that gives me one last request to all of you. Because I want you to, tonight, think about the tiny, mindless habits in your daily life that you can transform into habits that will truly shake the world. Thank you.